These are some of the most underrated cities right here in Metro Detroit, and if you're thinking about moving here, you absolutely need to know about these. Now, when you think of cities here in Metro Detroit, you typically hear of Birmingham, Royal Oak, Novi, Rochester Hills, or even Troy. But what if I was to tell you that Metro Detroit is full of hidden gems that you absolutely need to know about? Hey, if you're new to me and new to my channel, welcome. My name is Eric, and my team and I have helped hundreds of people that are in your exact shoes make that move here to Michigan. And guess what? We absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving here in 1 month or 1 year from now, do not hesitate to get a hold of us. All my contact information is down below, and we'd be happy to help you make a smooth move here to Michigan. All right, so the first city we're going to be taking a look at today is Ferndale, Michigan. Now, Ferndale has been gaining a lot of popularity, and it has been over the years. Now, Ferndale was really known for like the hipster movement. This was like hipster. I can't remember when this hipster movement started. If you know, drop that in the comments below. I feel old. I feel like my dad. I can't remember when this hipster movement was. Now it's grown out of that. There's a lot of new construction happening in Ferndale. When I say new construction, I'm talking about like scrap and builds. You know, there's a lot of bungalows. There's a lot of smaller homes in the Ferndale area, which definitely makes it a good, affordable option. Okay, and that's the one thing I want to highlight about Ferndale is it's definitely one of the more affordable places here in Metro Detroit. You know, properties are ranging anywhere from 200 to 300,000. So you can definitely find, a good mix of homes in the mid 200s still. Obviously there's going to be a lot more homes that will go for 300, 400, 500,000 in Ferndale, but you can still find a lot of affordable options there. Last year, the prices coming into this year, they went up 4% year over year. In terms of location, Ferndale is located right near Royal Oak, Berkley, kind of close to Birmingham, just north of Oak Park. So really good central location, good access to the highway too. You got 696 that runs east and west, and then you could jump on 75 or take Woodward directly downtown to Detroit. And when it comes to the school system in Ferndale, according to niche.com, that gives it a C+ ranking. I would say the big highlight in Ferndale, in addition to affordable houses, is the fact that they have a lot of cool restaurants, a lot of cool shops, coffee shops, bars. So walkability is great. If you want to go down to some of the shops, shop around, grab some coffee, grab a bite to eat, all that's within walking distance. And next up on our list, we're going to head downriver a little bit and take a look at Wyandotte, Michigan. Now, this is on the west side of Detroit, downriver a little bit, sitting along the Detroit River. So if you are looking for some place that is water access, Wyandotte is a great option. That's part of the lifestyle in Wyandotte is you can be boating, you can be out on the Detroit River, which has access to Lake Erie. So if you did want to go out, rip some waves, definitely an option in Wyandotte. A lot of folks who live in Wyandotte really appreciate it for the affordable cost of living plus the lifestyle that it affords you, from a water perspective. So when it comes to real estate in Wyandotte, you got a mix of a lot of different homes. You got historic homes, you got newer homes that are being built, you got some bungalows, you got some Tudors. One of the highlights of Wyandotte is you got a lot of great historic homes that have been really well maintained, and some of those homes are absolutely stunning. But there's a lot more options in Wyandotte, and for a price tag of around the mid 200,000s, that's a really great entry level. So when it comes to property taxes, those are right in line, I would say right at average with a lot of cities here in the Metro Detroit area. And from a price perspective, Wyandotte's up 5.6% year over year on home values. Now, of course, there's lots of entertainment and things to do in Wyandotte itself, but if you did want to make it into the city and head to Detroit, it is a little bit of a longer commute. It is about 30 to 45 minutes, and that's because there's just not a major highway that runs directly through Wyandotte. You kind of got to go north a little bit to hit 75, and then you can skate over to the city. So about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on traffic, but you can get in and out of the city pretty quickly. And when it comes to the public schools in Wyandotte, niche.com gives it a B- rating. I remember the first time I visited Wyandotte, I was in high school, and I'd never been downriver before. So I didn't know what to expect. It was like a completely different world to me. In high school, you don't venture out of your kind of bubble, so to speak. So when I took a job as a valet, they had an account in Wyandotte, and it was right on the water. Beautiful. I was trying to look up the name of it. I don't think the place is even around anymore. But it was a beautiful restaurant right on the water. And we always would fight because we used to draw straws to see who was going to which location. And anytime I got that one, I was like, yes. Beautiful summer day outside, overlooking the water, and the tips are really good too. But that is one thing about Wyandotte. There's a lot of entertainment. There's a lot of waterfront restaurants, bars, entertainment, live music, and just the summer in Wyandotte can be very entertaining if you want to get out and have some fun. And next up on our list, we're going to head over and check out Berkley, Michigan. Now, this is right next to Royal Oak and Ferndale, where we just started. Berkley Berkley, Michigan has a awesome downtown, cute little charming downtown, lots of shops, lots of, little restaurants, coffee shops, bookstore, but it's close to Royal Oak. It's close to Birmingham. And Berkeley's also got some great public schools. Niche.com gives it an A rating. So in terms of commute, it's basically the same as Ferndale. You got 15 to 20 minutes to downtown Detroit. You can hop on 75 or take Woodward down. And then if you're heading to the airport, it's going to be around 20 to 25 minutes as well. A few years back, I helped some amazing friends of mine move back from California to the area, and Berkley was actually the place they ended up moving to. And this was a crazy story. I remember it vividly because I was like, how the heck did we pull this off? We got 5 transactions out of 2 homes. So I had a home in Northville that I was listing because I sold a couple homes in that neighborhood, and the neighbors got a hold of me. Long story short, ended up doing our thing with our video, our marketing on that home. And my friends from Berkley ended up seeing it, and they said, we weren't even in the market for a home, but this home is absolutely beautiful. And I think it's a make me move type home. So they wrote an offer. It was one of multiple offers. They won the bid. Of course, I was representing them. You know how that goes. I'm the best.
I'm the best.
Well, I was working with my friends from California, and they were looking for a home in the Royal Oak, Berkley, kind of that same area. I immediately sent it to them and said, hey, we have this listing coming up. They need to sell this one. Are you interested? And we got that one under contract before we even made it to market. So it was one of those things that we sold the home, had the buyer for that home, sold this home, had the buyer for that home. So we ended up walking away with an amazing string of transactions that resulted in just a lot of business. They're raising their first son in the house that we sold them. And, they go to the skate park that's right down the road from their house. They walk to coffee shops. It's just one of those cities that, they wanted to be in Royal Oak. And when they got to Berkley, they were like, we actually like it way more than we thought we were going to be. We knew we were close to Royal Oak, so we had all the amenities that we were looking for. But they are the perfect example of, why Berkley is so underrated. Like, it's just a hidden gem, and they absolutely love it there. All right, so next up on our list today is Dearborn, Michigan. Now, this one was completely under the radar on my list for a long time. And I will admit, Dearborn is an absolutely cool place. We went to our daughter's first cheer competition at Divine Child in Dearborn. Then we went to lunch, spent some time there afterwards, and drove around some of the neighborhoods, getting from the school to our restaurant. And holy crap, the real estate in Dearborn absolutely blew me away. Okay, West Bloomfield style homes sitting right in Dearborn, talking 10 to 12,000 square feet, columns, tons of brickwork, tons of detail. These were luxury style homes being built. And right next door was the wildest thing would be this, 3,000 square foot sprawling ranch, or, maybe a 2,000 square foot Tudor style home. And all the different type of homes that were there was just mind blowing. I mean, some of these homes were probably $2-3 million. And they're sitting next to a home that I had to guess. I looked it up on Zillow, by the way, because I was just curious. And these homes were valued at $300,000 to $400,000 next to a $2 million property. So absolutely wild what's going on there. But when it comes to kind of your everyday neighborhood, you're going to find a good mix of homes in Dearborn, right around $300,000 to $400,000. I would say that's going to get you your Tudor style home, your bungalow, kind of your smaller 2,000 square foot or less home. But like I said, there's room to go up. If you're looking for larger homes in the Dearborn area, that is definitely an option for you. And, I didn't even get into any of the history of Dearborn. This is where Henry Ford used to live. This is where a lot of the automotive and plants used to be when Henry Ford was really building his empire here in Metro Detroit. So Dearborn is a big part of the automotive industry. Lots of museums now, just lots of things centering around the automotive industry. But in addition to that, there's also a large Arab American community in Dearborn. And, one of the things that I absolutely love is all the food options, all of the great Middle Eastern food in Dearborn. That is one reason I will go there. But there was also a really cool bakery in Dearborn called Paris Baguette. And if you're driving through and you're going to the museum right across the street from Ford's Garage, go to Paris Baguette and check that out. That place is super cool. And our next underrated city that we're heading to is South Lyon, Michigan. Now, South Lyon is really known for its really small downtown, but it's a lot of newer style homes. And this is really a subdivision type community. If you're in South Lyon, the price range is going to be right around the mid 400s into the low 500s. Lots of new construction. And for the past 20 years, South Lyon's been on the new construction boom. There's been a ton of building going on. So when you look at the lifestyle in South Lyon, a lot of the folks that move there are looking to be a little bit further outside of Metro Detroit. They want to be closer to more green spaces, and that's really what South Lyon offers. You get a little bit larger lots, and when you start getting into some of the more nature trails that are around South Lyon, you really start getting into a lot more outdoor activities. So that is something cool. But when it comes to the property values in South Lyon, they have gone up about 7.5% year over year. So that's an indication much higher than a lot of the other areas. And in terms of public schools, niche.com rates South Lyon an A-. And if you are commuting to and from South Lyon, getting downtown Detroit is going to be around 30 to 45 minutes depending on your traffic. And if you are getting over to the airport, it's going to be around 25 to 30 minutes to get to the airport. One of our family's favorite spots is in South Lyon, and it's the South Lyon Village Bakery. And my inner fat kid, I'm telling you guys, it cannot say no. Like, you put donuts in front of me, I'm going to eat them. And I'm telling you, it lives up to the hype. It's that good. And the next underrated city we're heading to is Farmington Hills. Now, I love Farmington Hills, and for a specific reason, which is the real estate there. I love ranches. There's a lot of ranches in Farmington Hills, and I love touring some of these older style ranches that were built in the mid-century. You got the 50s, 60s. That's where you'll see like the hardwood floors and the slate tile insert right in the entryway. Absolutely beautiful, like classic design from that era. And Farmington Hills definitely has a lot of that. And the price point in Farmington Hills is actually pretty affordable when you look at it. So on average, it shows that the average price in Farmington Hills is right around mid 300s. I would say that's pretty kind of low for the style homes that we're looking for. I mean, these are larger lots, and a lot of the homes that are in good condition because, some even original owners, and they have made no updates. So yes, those homes are selling for 300, but once they're renovated, those homes are actually going to go for $500,000-$600,000. Okay, updated kitchens, updated bathrooms, and then relative to the price appreciation, Farmington Hills is actually pretty flat year over year. We haven't seen a whole lot of appreciation since last year going into this year. Now, if you're commuting to and from Farmington Hills, it's going to be about a 30 to 40 minute drive to downtown Detroit and about a 20 to 30 minute drive to the airport. And if you're driving like me, you probably get there a little bit faster. And when it comes to the schools in Farmington Hills, it's rated A- on niche.com. All right, and last but not least, and these are in no particular order, but the last most underrated city here in Metro Detroit is actually my hometown, Clair Shores. This is where I grew up, and what's happening in Clair Shores is pretty impressive right now. Appreciations for homes are up 7% year over year. That's huge. Where most of Metro Detroit is experiencing 3, 4, 5% appreciation. Clair Shores has definitely jumped in popularity and appreciation, and for good reason. And now you got a lot of homes that are getting updated and selling, and these are the homes that are going to go in the high 200s, maybe low 300s, but you can still find those homes if you're willing to put some sweat equity in. Now, when it comes to lifestyle in Clair Shores, the water is by far one of the biggest attractions. If you're a boater and you want access to, just getting out and ripping some waves on Lake St. Clair, heading over to Jobby Nooner, heading over to Muscatine Bay for raft offs on the weekend, Lake St. Clair is definitely a great option for that. But location wise, you're not too far from Detroit. It's about a 10 to 15 minute drive, depending on what part of Clair Shores you're in. It could be about 25 minutes if you're on, kind of the further end of Clair Shores. And then if you are heading to the airport, that's definitely going to be around 45 minutes. You do have to cut through Detroit and head over to the airport. So that is a little bit further from the airport. And when it comes to public schools in Clair Shores, niche.com gives it a B rating. Now, one thing that's super exciting about Clair Shores is the downtown's actually getting revamped. There's a lot going on. They have a social district down there. So a lot of the summer events are taking place where they bring out live music. A lot of the vendors come down. There's food trucks. There's restaurants that have, growing up, we had the 2-theater movie theater, down there, the Shores Inn. And there was absolutely, nothing going on, when we were younger down there, other than a few restaurants and some things, but seeing it today is absolutely cool. All right, so enough reminiscing about my childhood, and these are the 7 underrated cities that I wanted you to know about here in Metro Detroit, so you guys can make an educated decision when making that move here to Michigan. And whether you're moving in 1 month or 1 year from now, do not hesitate to reach out. So make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell so you're the first to learn every time I come out with a new video, which is every single week. And if you do want some more videos on all things moving to Michigan and what it's like living here, I got these for you right here. Go watch those, and I will see you on the next one.